Very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha Television. My name is Aishwarya Kapoor. Well, AIADMK crisis our top story. Well, acting Tamil Nadu Chief Minister O. Selvam and Party General Secretary V.K. Sasikala remain on a war path. Even as the Supreme Court is to announce its verdict in the disproportionate assets case against Sasikala, well, it remains our top focus. That and much more in the bulletin. Let's start with the headlines. Crucial verdict in the disproportionate assets case involving V.K. Sasikala today. Tight security across Tamil Nadu. Another MLA and MP extends support to Selvam. State set for polling in 69 seats in Uttarakhand and 67 seats in Uttar Pradesh. Voting to take place tomorrow. Total shutdown called by tribal bodies in Nagaland disrupts normal life. No untoward incident reported as protests continue, demanding Chief Minister's resignation. Senior police officers among 16 people killed in a suicide attack in Lahore. Attacker blew himself up at a protest rally outside the Punjab Assembly. And United Nations Security Council strongly condemns North Korea's ballistic missile launch, calls on all members to redouble efforts to implement UN sanctions. Well, our top focus, a major verdict that will decide the future course of Tamil Nadu politics will be delivered by the Supreme Court today. Well, the Apex Court is slated to deliver its verdict in the much-awaited disproportionate assets case involving AIADMK General Secretary V.K. Sasikala and late Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha. Well, a bench of justices P.C. Ghosh and Amitav Roy, which said last week that the verdict would be out in a few days, is likely to pronounce the judgment at 10:30 a.m. today. Well, the verdict is on a batch of appeals, including the one filed by Karnataka government against the High Court verdict acquitting prime accused Jayalalitha and Sasikala. Besides Jayalalitha, against whom the proceedings would be awaited due to her demise on 5th of December last year, Sasikala and the latter's relatives, V.N. Sudhakaran and Ilavarasi, were also acquitted in the assets case by the Karnataka High Court. Well, my colleague Ravindra Singh Shoran is now joining us on the phone line for more details on that story. Ravindra, now the Supreme Court rules on Sasikala today. So what are the possibilities on what can happen today? And since both the judges have readied separate judgments, there is a possibility of a split verdict as well.
Yeah, good morning, Aishwarya. It is quite not possible for us to comment on the judgment, which kind of judgment, the split or unanimous judgment the Supreme Court is going. But the possibilities which are doing the rounds right now is the Supreme Court is going to deliver a split judgment. In that case, the case will further refer to a higher bench, the three judges bench it can be referred to, and the present High Court judgment will upheld. If all the four accused has been found guilty and they will be punished, in that case she will not be able to take oath today and she will be disqualified for contesting an election for 6 years. The other possibility which is if the High Court acquittal judgment will be upheld today by the Supreme Court, then she will be cleared and she is in this position to take oath immediately. Okay. Also, it was referred yesterday by the Attorney General of India saying that the floor test should be conducted only what the Supreme Court deliver its judgment, which is going to schedule today by the Honorable Justice P.C. Ghosh and Amitav Roy. The third scenario is if Supreme Court remands matter to the High Court or Supreme Court accepts mathematical error in the High Court judgment, that is also goes into the favor of Sasikala and all the two accused which are there, and J. Jayalalitha, the former Chief Minister, the deceased Chief Minister, was the accused number one, but she's no more now. Automatically the case against her been shut. Absolutely. The fourth thing which can happen today, and the Supreme Court delivers hung verdict and two judges, as I told you, the split. In that case, automatically the Karnataka High Court judgment. Right. The important thing is which kind of bone of contention remain there if the judgment is the split one, whether it is on technical grounds or some basic disagreement is there. That is very important for us to see, and that will alter the judgment. the judgment will alter the future course of the Tamil Nadu.
Absolutely. So much will depend on what really happens in the Supreme Court today, because if Sasikala were to be convicted in the case, the balance is now really likely to turn towards her in the fight against Paneerselvam for the post of the Chief Minister. Well, we'll have to wait and watch what happens in the Supreme Court. So which way the political tide really turns in Tamil Nadu will be decided by the court verdict today. And on Monday, the Paneerselvam camp got another shot in the arm with another MLA and MP joining them, and Sasikala reiterating that no one can break the party's unity.
VK Shashikala with AIADMK MLAs at a resort near Chennai, a day ahead of the crucial Supreme Court verdict, hopeful of a favourable outcome. Earlier in the day, addressing supporters outside Post Garden, she said attempts to divide the party won't succeed. The Paneerselvam camp, however, drew more support. One more AIADMK MLA and an MP joined him, MLA SS Saravanan and Lok Sabha MP Gopalakrishnan.
இந்த இடத்துல வந்து என்னோட மனநிலை எல்லாம் முக்கியம் கிடையாது மக்களோட மனநிலை தான் மக்களுக்காக தான் நாங்க வந்திருக்கோம்.
Shashikala's supporters, however, reiterating she will be Chief Minister.
I think all the MLAs have firmly supported Chinnamma in a state apparatus. I think that is what is important. Mr. OPS can create a media circus, can do all the kinds of tactics to drum up social media emotion. But Tamil Nadu people deserve a decisive, strong leader who will take Chinnamma, Madam's legacy forward, and Chinnamma is the right person.
Earlier, O. Paneerselvam made his first visit to the State Secretariat after resigning.
No, you can't say it as a shortage of MLAs, because the MLAs are all trapped in a resort. They should be set free. If they are set free, they will surely support our Chief Minister.
Meanwhile, the Attorney General has given his opinion to the Tamil Nadu Governor that a special assembly session be convened within a week for a composite floor test, the centre clarifying it is not interfering.
See, there is no question of central government intervening in this matter when the issue is a political and which is in the realm of the state affairs.
The DMK held its high-level executive panel meeting and appealed to the governor to take steps to restore a stable government.
தமிழகத்தினுடைய ஆளுநர் அவர்கள் இனியும் நேரத்தை வீணடிக்காமல் உடனடியாக தனக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய அதிகாரத்தை பயன்படுத்தி அரசியல் சாசன சட்டப்படி உடனடியாக தமிழகத்திலே ஒரு நிலையான ஆட்சி அமைவதற்கு அவர் உரிய நடவடிக்கையை எடுக்க வேண்டும்.
Ahead of the Apex Court verdict, security has been stepped up across Tamil Nadu. Additional police has been deployed at the Chief Minister's residence and Raj Bhavan, besides the resort, where AIADMK MLAs supporting party chief VK Shashikala are staying.
Sasikala faction accuses the DMK and some external forces from New Delhi of brewing dissent within the party. Meanwhile, the OPS camp is holding hectic parleys to garner more support. But in this squabble for the chief ministership, it is the state of Tamil Nadu which is suffering from governance deficit and has been pushed to the brink of political instability. Reporting from Chennai, with camera person Sudhanshu, I am Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
And Kriti Mishra is now joining us live from Chennai now. Kriti, as we were talking to Ravindra Shiran earlier, and he was telling us that much really of what happens in Tamil Nadu politics will really depend on what happens in Supreme Court today. But as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, we'd like to know from you what really is happening in the AIADMK, because the Paneerselvam camp is continuing to assert that most AIADMK MLAs are being held captive by Sasikala at a resort. And now the governor has also been advised to call a special session of the assembly and ask both Paneerselvam and Sasikala to prove their majority. So what is happening there on ground zero?
Well, that's right, Aishwarya. The Supreme Court verdict could draw curtains on the political slugfest in Tamil Nadu. So we are, of course, waiting for this crucial verdict. And Sasikala, in fact, camped last night with her MLAs at Golden Bay Resort. She tried to hold them firmly together. even as one of them oscillated towards Opanir Selvam. But at ground zero, people are actually waiting for the verdict. In fact, the governor, the opposition parties like the DMK and of course the BJP are also keeping a close watch and are trying to ascertain what would be the political implications once the Supreme Court verdict comes out. But of course, if she is convicted, then there would be, that's the end of the game for Sasigala, at least for now, because for 6 years she would be disqualified to contest elections. But even if she is acquitted or if the verdict is split, then she would get breathing space to brace for that composite floor test that has been suggested by Attorney General to the governor. But as of now, Tamil Nadu is on tenterhooks. Aishwarya?
Absolutely, but Kriti, there is an increasing pressure on the governor now, because even if there is a split verdict in the case, then you know, the governance of Chennai is Tamil Nadu really is going to suffer, because it's been long and the political uncertainty in the state is continuing.
Well, that's right. It is because of this political upmanship that the state is suffering. Aishwarya, whenever there's political instability in the state, it will get a clearer picture whether it's the end of the game for Sasigala for now, or Tamil Nadu Assembly would see a special assembly session and a composite floor test.
All right, Kriti, thank you so much for those details. Nor, Muradabad, Sambhal, Bareilly, Amroha, Pilibhit and Badaयूं. In the 2012 assembly elections, out of the 67 seats in this phase, the ruling Samajwadi Party had won 34 seats, followed by BSP 18, BJP 10, Congress 3 and others 2. And campaigning for 69 out of the 70 seats in Uttarakhand going to polls on 15th of February also ended yesterday. Well, the fight in Uttarakhand could be crucial this time, as there are about a dozen rebel candidates in the fray as independents. Well, this could upset the calculations of the Congress and the BJP, which have been traditionally the main contenders for the power in the hill state. Well, 12 former Congress MLAs are also contesting this time as BJP candidates. Over 75 lakh voters will decide the fate of 628 candidates in 69 assembly seats. Nearly 20,000 security personnel have been deployed to ensure peaceful polling in the state. Meanwhile, election for the Karnaprayag seat has been postponed following the death of the BSP candidate there. Well, today is the last date of making nominations for the 6th phase of Uttar Pradesh and the first phase of Manipur Assembly polls, for which will take place on 4th of March. 49 seats in UP 7 districts will go to polls in the 6th phase, and 38 assembly seats will elect their leaders in Manipur. Well, candidates can withdraw their candidature until 18th of February. And in Breakfast News, we'll take a very short break. We'll be right back.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate, inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Well, thanks for staying with us. Well, impacted by note ban, while retail inflation fell to 3.17% in January this year, mainly on account of declining prices of food items, including vegetables and pulses. Well, this is the lowest level of retail inflation in at least over 3 years. Retail inflation, which is measured in terms of the consumer price index, had stood at 3.41% in December last year and 5.69% in January last year. According to the data from the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, overall retail inflation in the food dropped to 0.53% in January from 1.37% in December. Inflation in vegetables continued at the negative zone at minus 15.62% in January this year. The retail inflation in pulses and products was minus 6.62% during the same month. On to some other news now. Well, the Congress has targeted Minister of State for Home Kiran Rijiju for his statement on reduction of the Hindu population as an attempt at polarizing the electorate and has urged the Election Commission to take cognizance of the matter. Now, Rijiju had posted a series of tweets along with a screen grab of a news report that quoted the Arunachal Pradesh
ये हिंदुओं का कन्वर्जन हो रहा है, इसलिए उनकी आबादी कम हो रही है.
And the Bandh called jointly by the Nagaland Tribes Action Committee and the Joint Coordination Committee demanding Chief Minister T.R. Zeiling's resignation on Monday has affected normal life in Nagaland. However, no untoward incident has been reported. Well, volunteers of several Naga tribal organizations supporting the two organizations were deployed in important locations of the state. Vehicles were off the roads and people have preferred to stay indoors. Now, business establishments, educational institutions and government offices, including the State Secretariat and the Assembly Secretariat, were closed. Well, the state government had fulfilled two demands of NTAC with regard to declaring the entire process of urban local body elections with 33% reservation for women as null and void and suspending the police personnel involved in the 31st of January police firing on protesters leading to the killing of two youth. Now, despite this, both the organizations were steadfast in their demand for the Chief Minister's resignation. Now, classes 10, 11 and 12 state board examinations, remember, are scheduled to begin from today onwards. However, prohibitory orders continue to remain in force in some areas of the capital. And shifting focus to Kerala now, where an all-party meeting is slated to be held in Kannur. Well, the move is being seen as Kerala Chief Minister Pinarai's efforts to restore peace in Kannur, which has seen frequent political clashes between the ruling CPIM and the BJP. Well, the decision to hold the meeting came after the Chief Minister held discussions with the BJP State President Kumanamam Rajeshwaran and RSS leader P. Gopalakutty. The BJP and the RSS leaders have assured their full support if the government was serious about bringing peace in the region. Rajeshwaran, however, said that the police should impartially probe the cases of violence against the BJP workers. And the 11th edition of the Aero India Air Show is set to begin in Bangalore today. Well, it is expected to be one of the largest in recent years, with a focus on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Make in India initiative. Around 270 Indian and 279 foreign firms are slated to participate in the event, where some major companies, including Airbus and Boeing, are expected to sign deals under the Make in India banner. Well, Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar will inaugurate the show, which will also be attended by the Army Chief General Bipin Rawat as well as Air Force Chief B.S. Dhanoa. Well, the 5-day event being organized by the Defence Exhibition Organization is considered to be one of the most sought-after exhibitions in the Asian region in terms of participation from across the globe. On to some international news now, where at least 16 people were killed and 83 others were wounded in the Pakistani city of Lahore as an explosion took place near the Punjab Provincial Assembly. Well, police said that it was a case of a suicide bomb attack. Well, the suspected suicide bomber targeted a protest rally organized by Pakistan's chemists and pharmaceutical manufacturers. Among those killed were senior police officers. Now, there are fears that the death toll will rise further. Police said that the bomber exploded himself and the successful negotiations were underway between police officers and the protesters. Well, Jamaatul Ahrar, a faction of the Pakistani Taliban, claimed responsibility, saying that it was in response to Pakistan's military operations. The militant group also warned that the Lahore attack was the start of a new campaign against government departments.
जाए हादसा जो है वो क्लियर हो चुकी है और अभी फाइनल फिगर जो है वो उम्मीद है कि 50 से 70 के दरमियान जख्मी जो हैं वो वहां से उठाए गए हैं और जो डेड बॉडीज हैं उनकी तादाद जो है वो 8 से 10 है और 8 से 10 को मैं अभी कंफर्म कर रहा हूं और इसमें दो हमारे इंतहाई मैं समझता हूं कि काबिल अफसर लाहौर पुलिस के जो है वो जामे शहादत नोश कर गए हैं.
And staying with Pakistan, well, Tehmina Janjua has been appointed as the Pakistan's new Foreign Secretary by Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Well, Janjua, who is currently serving as Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, is the first woman to be appointed to the Foreign Office top spot. Now, with a career spanning over 32 years, Janjua's experience has been mainly in the multilateral diplomacy. She holds master's degrees from Islamabad, care activities and imposing tougher sanctions. On Sunday, it further successfully test-fired a new type of medium to long-range ballistic missile.
The members of the Council stressed the importance of working to reduce tensions in the Korean Peninsula and beyond. The members of the Council agreed that the Security Council would continue to closely monitor the situation and take further significant measures in line with the Council's previously expressed determination.
We have problems that a lot of people have no idea how bad they are, how serious they are. Not only internationally, but when you come right here. I mean, obviously North Korea is a big problem, and we will deal with that very strongly. We have problems all over the Middle East. We have problems just about every corner of the globe, no matter where you look.
And on to some sports news now. Well, India grabbed another cricket victory by defeating Bangladesh in the one-off test at Hyderabad on Monday by 208 runs. While chasing a target of 459, the visitors were bundled out for 250 on the final day. Bangladesh earlier resumed their second innings at the overnight score of 103 for 3 and were hoping to survive the final day, but some excellent bowling from the Indian spinners saw them lose their last 7 remaining wickets without much resistance. Well, Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja both picked up a 4 wickets each in Bangladesh's second innings, while Ishant Sharma chipped in with the 2 crucial dismissals as well. Well, Virat Kohli was adjudged the man of the match for his double century in the first innings.
Everyone at the international level wants to do well. You know, it's as simple as that, and we are playing as a team. I think that's been the difference in this team. If you see, you can say probably 2016, you know, I've scored a lot of runs, but before that 2015 as well, we won test matches where I didn't score many runs, but the other guys were stepping up and scoring runs. So, you know, their confidence was rubbing off on me, and that's how you play as a team.
They have a lot of variety in their attack, and they're going with extra bowler also, so we knew that the wicket will be pretty good to probably bat on. So we mentally were ready that, but as I said, there was a couple of execution errors in the second innings as well, because there was not too much of churning, as I say, but there will be a little bit of mental battle during the game, because when you are not getting enough balls to score or rotate, then you have to find another way. That's what couldn't happen in the second innings also. So I thought there's a lot of areas where we can improve, and a lot of areas where we learn, because, and also the ball.
Well, that's it from me and Breakfast News team. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.